Now we're going to work on the guided practice for first day of probability. Our first one, we want to represent the sample space as an organized list, a table, and a tree diagram. And it says for each at-bat in baseball, player can either get on base or out. Suppose a player bats twice. So I'm going to say a B is the player getting on base, and an O is a player getting out. And it says that the player can bat twice. So you can either have a B or an O for the first one, or B and O for the second option. So when we are making a list, we have a player getting on base first and on base second time that they bat. We could have the player getting on base the first time they bat, or out and out the second time that they bat. We could have the player getting out the first time they get on up to bat, and on base the second time they get bat. Or they could get out both times they get out to bat. When we draw a table, we have our first thing that happened, which is that he could get on base or out the first time that the player gets up to bat. And then the second thing that happens is what goes on top. So second time he gets up to bat, he could get on base or he could get out. So we'd have base, 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 out, out, base, or out, out. And then for a tree diagram, again, you write down your first thing that could happen, which is his first at bat. So you could have a get on base or get out for the first at bat. Second at bat, you could have a get on base or out, or either of those first ones. And then we need to write out our sample space. So player could be base, base, base out, out base, or out, out. So when you have these and you are using the Google form, you will have to take a picture of this and put it in to get credit. Our next one, a sandwich consists of bread, meat, and cheese. So it has to have bread, has to have meat, and it has to have cheese because it specifies that it contains bread, meat, and cheese. There are 5 options for bread: wheat, honey oat, Italian herb, and cheese, or flatbread. Options for meat include ham, turkey, meatball, chicken, beef, or tuna. Options for cheese include American, Monterey, cheddar, mozzarella, and provolone. How many different sandwiches can be made in the given option split? So it told us we had 5 bread options. We need 3 spaces, 1 for bread, 1 for meat, 1 for cheese. We have 5 bread options. We need to find out how many meat options we have. So we have ham, turkey, meatball, chicken, beef, and tuna. So that's 6 meat options. And we need to find out how many cheese options we have: American, Monterey, cheddar, mozzarella, provolone. It's 5. And then we multiply those. So 5 times 6 is 30, and 30 times 5 is 150 different sandwich options. or different sandwiches. Yes, you need to write different sandwiches if you are on a computer or writing it down, because you need to tell me what we are dealing with. Next up, I want you to consider the list of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. How many unique 2-digit numbers can be made from this list? So we're looking for a 2-digit number. So we need 2 spaces. And then we need to count how many digits we have. We have 5 digits here. So we can have 5 options for the first number, and we can have 5 options for the second place, because digits can repeat. So 5 times 5 is 25. So we'd have 25 unique or different 2-digit numbers. And again, yes, you need to put your descriptor afterwards. Our last one on the guided practice, consider the list of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. How many unique 2-digit numbers can be made from this list of numbers where we cannot repeat digits? Okay, so that cannot repeat is important. Our example here of what doesn't work is 55. So we can't repeat numbers once we've placed them. So again, we're still looking for a 2-digit number. So we've got 2 spaces. And we can have any of these digits in the first place. And we have 5 digits. And then once you put down that first digit, you can't repeat it. So there's only 4 left to choose from. So 4, 5 times 4, and that's 20 different 2-digit numbers.